Okay, hi. I said I would do a live video. I'm going to show you how I cut my son's hair. I cut all my kids' hair and my husband, but I thought the boys sometimes a little bit more tricky just because of the extra equipment I use, because I use an electric razor. In the girls, I just use scissors. So this is the Wahl brand, W-A-H-L, is the one that my mom recommended, and I think my sister-in-law Lydia, her uncle's a distributor or something. So we know this is a really good name. This is the one that I always buy. I have an electric clipper, and these have different sizes that you can put on. And it has, this one's not battery operated, you have to plug it in. But the smaller the number, the closer the shave. So if you're not sure, my mom always says start with the bigger number because you can't put the hair back on again. So this is the Wahl one, and then I also use the smaller one for the smaller cuts. My husband, this is all he used to trim his beard and stuff. This one is cordless too, but I use the straight razor a lot for the sides and for the back. I just really like this small one. I think this is also a nose and eyebrow trimmer for men. I think they run like $40 to $60 on Amazon kind of thing. So, and then I have a cape that I put around them, and so the hair doesn't get, and then a squirt bottle, a comb, and scissors. Hair cutting scissors aren't regular ones. This is Conair. My mom got me my first set, and it has a spot for your finger. You don't want to use regular scissors on hair. You really want to invest. The cheapest ones can be like $10, and then it can go all the way up from there. And you can get different lengths and stuff. It's all kind of where your comfort is. But these are the materials. And then also I have flat shoes on so that after I clean up and I'm stepping on the hair, I don't get any hair slivers in my feet. I came in my mud room because this is easier for us to clean, doesn't have as much traffic, and so less likely for the kids to get hair slivers in their feet. All right, Jack, I'm ready for you. I bribed my son with some extra iPad time. He hates getting his hair cut. It's pretty much torture, right? Yeah. Can you take off your shirt, bud?
Wow.
I think it's a lot easier when they're bare chested. Even the girls, they could do a tank top or something, but I'm not trying to show off your chest here. You say hi. We'll see your face for the first time. Tell us how much you like haircuts, bud.
I hate them.
But I'm bribing you well.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be cared for. Okay, I've got quite a little ghetto setup here. I have a bin on wheels, and obviously I've never done this before, so I'm not sure the best way to show you. Okay, thanks for using your noggin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You want to say hi?
Live?
It is live. Okay, when you use, I always start with the razor, and again, you start with a bigger number than what you're sure of. With Wahl, I know that a number 3 works really well on for what we're going for. Can you put your head down, Jack? And I do just this bottom with the 3. And if you're not sure, go with a bigger number. Like this is a 3. I know I like this one, but this is a 4, and this would be even more because you can always go back for another layer. You can't put it back on. I know the 3 works well, so that's the one that I stick with. With the electric razor, you use it dry. Always start in the back. Never ever start in the front. Those any mistakes are going to be very visible. You always start in the back, and with the electric razor, you use it dry. You do not wet the hair.
Get my iPad now.
No, you get your iPad after. That's the reward.
I thought it was starting.
No, this is pure torture for you, bud. So start at the back, and when I go up, I'm not going to go along the I'll turn this off. I'm not going to go along the contours of the hair. I'm going to kind of go up and then keep this up so that at the end, I'm going to blend the hair up here, which I leave longer, with this hair that I leave shorter. So I'm going to go all the way around about here, and again, not going with the contour of the head, but kind of ending up. So that this top around the crown is going to be a little bit longer that I can feather in with the scissors. So I'm going to start back here. Keeping it up. Everything I know I learned from my mom. She's a licensed hairdresser, and she always had people come to the house when we were growing up. She started working in her mom's shop, hair shop, when she was 9. Oops, sorry, bud. And again, take off less than you think in the front. These mistakes are more visible, and I have made my share of mistakes. My kids can tell you. Thankfully, they were kind of young. Yeah, you were kind of young when I gave you bad hair. But this is a good time to experiment. For those of you that say, I do not feel comfortable doing this with my own kids, nobody's going to see your kids for like a month. So go ahead and experiment, make mistakes now. I can send some links online for some razors and scissors, or you could borrow ones from friends. But this is a good time for you to experiment because your kids aren't going to school, you don't have school pictures. Electric razor makes it so much easier for the cut to be consistent. You could use scissors for the whole head, but again, the consistency is really hard to match, especially when you know you just want an even cut. So I've gone all the way around. Is that the most torturous part, Jeff?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you ask Daddy to help you, Ellen? The ears are the hardest?
Yeah.
And again, not going with the contour of the head, but ending up. Jack has a cowlick here, where the hair just kind of goes where it wants to go. So I feel like I have to be very sensitive around here. He also has a cowlick in front. So I think I got...
I don't usually comb it that way. I usually go this way.
Do you comb it the other way?
Yeah, I comb it the other way.
Okay, Jack
No,
likes to
I comb
part...
it this way.
Me. That way?
Yeah,
So
I do it this way.
Jack parts it on this side, and so you really want to be aware of what direction the hair is going. Again, I am not a professional, but I like being aware that I can cut this part a little bit shorter because that's the part that's going to be in his eyes. So after I finished everything with that razor, I like to use this other one. And again, this is my husband's beard and nose trimmer, I think, but it just gives me so much more flexibility because it's so small.
Nose?
Yeah, when you get older, you'll have hair growing out of your nose. It's wonderful. Just men, mostly. Your hair in your ears. So I use the comb and the dry razor, and this is I do a lot of this is more like the in-between haircuts. So I brush down the hair, and then with guys, you want to go about this area on his ears just below the top, and you just want to go straight. Did I cut you?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. There'll be no blood today.
Yeah.
Hopefully. I'll give you an extra 5 minutes if I cut you. So then I go straight, and you just go straight, and then you're just going to go down. It's just the vibration that tickles them, mostly, unless you do cut and earn more time on your iPad. For some of the kids that are worried about how this feels, I always say, look, do it on your hand. You can't even feel it. This isn't cutting your skin. But sometimes around here, if you feel less confident around their ear, you can do this with scissors. I just do it right over there. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. Just going straight down. And then in the back, I have this rolly bin. Here we go. Doing great, Jack. Okay, head down. You want to go straight across for men. So I try to go here. You don't want to cut off. You can always take off more, but you can't put it back on. So I go straight across on the bottom, kind of keep brushing. And again, I'm doing this dry. I'm not doing this without any water. I am doing this without any water. Double negative. And then on the side, where it meets this angle, you kind of meet this corner, and you go up at this angle. I'm going to catch some of this with the scissors. Just I like the straight edge with this razor. Just going to do that. And do the same on the other side. And I have more than 10 years of practice cutting my kids' hair. So now haircuts, how long do haircuts last? Less than 10 minutes?
Yeah, less than 10.
Less than 10.
I have some powder now.
Can I give you powder at the end?
Yeah, powder.
Okay, talcum powder helps get the hair off of the... Do you want to take a breather, wipe some of this off?
Yeah.
It gets hot under the cape. And so talcum powder will help
Oh, there you go.
brush off your skin, just like, works the same with sand at the beach. Okay. And with the top, now this could be a complete haircut. Jack's hair grows so fast so that I really don't cut his hair very often. See, like this, he looks like he just got a fresh cut. I could do this, just what I did around the edges in the back, every 2 weeks, and that could be a complete cut. And then the next haircut, then I could do the top. I am going to do the top just to show you, but I really could just trim a little bit in the front and I wouldn't even touch any of this because his hair grows so quick. So when I use the scissors,
I want this.
you want a Gatorade?
Yes.
Meg, could you open her a Gatorade? Then I am going to do this wet. My mom always said that cutting it, it's healthier because your hair itself is dead, but it breathes through the ends. And so we trim it. It helps the hair grow. And I don't know why, but it is better to do it wet. So I'm going to get the top wet. And the first part, I'm going to be helping the transition between the hair on the top versus the hair that I just cut underneath. Okay. Wonder if I lower this. I don't really know. Okay. So with Jack's hair, I think I'm gonna move this. I think I'll kind of start to the front. One of the things that I don't ever do is cut straight across. Whoa. I don't ever, oh, I didn't wet that part in the front. And if you really want to pamper your kids, I try to use warm water in the squirt gun. And if they're bad, I can squirt them in the face. Right?
Yeah.
I haven't done that in years.
Nah.
Okay. So when I cut the front, you can kind of put your head up a little bit this time, Jack. What I don't ever do is go straight across. I'm nervous about what that could look like. There. And it's just so severe. So when I cut, and you always go longer, plus when it's wet, it's lower. When it dries, it's going to be even higher. So you kind of plan on it being cutting about a 1/4 inch less than a 1/4 inch longer than how you want it to look. This is just touching his eyes. I'm only going to cut it just a little bit up just so it's out of his eyes. And I come in at an angle. And I'm really, you kind of just angle, but no straight across. It's going to look like a bowl cut. Just too severe. I do this when I cut my girl's hair too. The edges. And you just want to trim off the edges enough so that it's just barely trimmed, but not severe like that bowl cut. And I'm working on the transitions. I got it in your eye.
Yeah.
I feel like I might want to get a new pair of scissors. I'm going to come on the other side. Oops. Got cords over there. Now I've been able to, oh sorry bud.
Oh, sure.
Keep the scissors in one hand and the comb in the other, but that might take some time. I've cut my finger plenty of times like this too. But I'm angling and I'm just getting just the edges. And see where I am? I'm just gonna get in the middle. Whew. When you get the edges, the hair will itself just feel even more healthy. Okay. I think that's closer to where we want. Should I get any more? I see Oreo on your lip.
Yeah, sure.
And I like to cut, he parts his hair this way. So I like to trim this side just a little bit more because this is more likely to kind of come down here. So I'm going to kind of trim this a little bit more. But you don't want to make it look like like his mom just cut his hair. I've done so many mistakes when he was 3 and 4, cutting his hair so short. Because you can see, Jack has a cowlick here. And this is most noticeable when his hair is short. But I found that unless we wanted to use that cowlick, you know, part his hair this way, which he hasn't really been a fan of,
Yeah.
as long as we keep it longer, the hair is heavy enough to kind of cover and just go that way. We always kind of see it a little bit.
Yeah.
Because cowlicks go where they want to go. Okay, I'm going to work on the top. I'm barely cutting anything because I like his hair longer, especially because his cowlicks. He has a lot in the back too. So here, all I'm really working on, and maybe I'll move it this way, is I'm trying to work on the transition between the newly trimmed part, the shaved part down here, and the growth on top. Okay. I'll let you watch this video when you're done. And you'll have a lot of time looking at your handsome face. Girls are going to be writing in, I know it, but
Yeah.
you want all that attention?
Mhm.
Yeah?
No.
Sorry, I'm trying to decide what the best angle is. Maybe if I move the thing this way. Okay. When I'm doing this, maybe I'll move you here. I'm trying to, maybe not. Sorry. I'm gonna sit down. Yeah. I'm trying to work on the transition, and I don't need it to be straight up. You almost don't want to. You almost want to angle your scissors out this way because you're just trying to transition this to this. So maybe I didn't even start there. But I kind of take this and I'm going to work my angle. Not straight up, but out, going up. And depending on the kind of cut you have, it would, depend what you do. Sorry. But I feel like boys, it takes a little bit more practice just because it's closer to their head and you do feel like you can see the mistakes a little bit more. His cowlick is back here. I'm going to try to keep that longer. But really, even if you just try to match the lines of the barber who cut it before, you're going to be better off. I'm going to move it around this side. Oops, I'm connected. I'm going to take those out because I don't need the razors anymore. I always do dry first and then the scissors. Okay. Don't worry, you still look good.
I know. I liked it.
You liked it what?
I don't like it when it's up. It feels a little weird.
Oh, yeah. So I'm just working on these transitions, and my mom always did the scissors this way. You could do it this way if you're at a hard angle, but I feel like I have less control. These transitions don't look too bad. I'm gonna come down this way. Just maybe my fingers are more at risk of getting cut this way, but I want you to be able to see the angle coming down. And the goal here again is to make it look like it's just a seamless transition between the longer hair and the shorter hair. I haven't had a lot of hair cutters in my family, as far as my kids cutting each other's hair, except my 5-year-old. She's cut her own hair twice, but...
Wait, did I ever do that?
No, you never did.
Yeah, I never.
I cut my sister's hair, Marissa, sorry Sissa, twice. It was the maddest I'd ever seen my mom. Because as a hairdresser, people look at you, like, what have you done to your daughter's hair? And it wasn't her at all. I feel pretty good about my transitions. I don't think I'm going to cut too much off the top, but if I were to, my mom always starts, this has a mind of its own, there we go. Kind of start in the middle going straight up. And again, I'm really not going to I go straight this way. Just go straight up, and I'm just trimming a little bit. Really not cutting a lot off. And then on these sides, I'm really I'm just trimming. You could so tell I'm not professional. You've never seen a real hairdresser do this. But go up in the middle and then the sides a way around. But again, for most boys, that first part of the haircut is the one that you want to do. because you're just maintaining it around the ears and in the back. I very much make this up as I go along. But I actually started cutting my brother's hair when he was in high school. We go to the mirror, he was like, man, I think this side's a little uneven. I was like, oh, okay, let me fix it. Trial and error. That's how we do it. No blood, dear. I think we're doing good. Okay. I think we're mostly good. Why don't you look in there, just maintaining. Jack likes a little bit longer on top, and then we have it shorter on the sides. I used a 3 with the wall, but really the biggest thing is this straight line across here, and then in the back, getting that straight this way. And that makes it look like the fresh cut. Again, I'm just making it up as I go along. My mom can answer any like real technical questions because she's been doing this almost as long as she's been alive. But hopefully that'll give you a good start. I'll get you powder. Good luck. Happy cutting. Thanks, Jack.
Well done.